arrived in Venice by train on a very cold day, got on a taxi, and went sightseeing down the Grand Canal. All the locals pretty much travel by gondola. All along the Grand Canal you can see some of the most beautiful buildings. Some of the restaurants are found there too. This is the Rialto Bridge. It is one of the oldest and most famous bridges in Venice, built in the narrowest part of the canal. Constructed in 1181, it is initially named Ponte della Moneta, probably because of the mint, which was located not far from the bridge. In 1255, a new bridge was built, which received the name of the market located in the eastern bank, Rialto. Most of these buildings on the Grand Canal are hotels. This is a very relaxing boat ride. We had read the canal was very dirty and it smelled bad. But on the day that we were there, it didn't smell bad at all and it looked pretty nice. These are some of the restaurants that you can find on the banks of the Grand Canal. But we found better places away from the Grand Canal. We pretty much did our own thing, stayed away from all the tourist traps. You can see everything is done by boat on the Grand Canal. Here's a boat making deliveries. Is it FedEx or UPS? This is the Bridge of Sighs. The bridge owes its name to the romantic literary notion that the convicts would sigh at their final view of the beautiful Venice before being imprisoned in the dark prison cells. For centuries, the gondola was the chief means of transportation and most common watercraft within Venice. The gondola is 35.5 feet long, 4.5 feet wide, with a weight of 1,500 pounds. They are made of 280 handmade pieces using 8 types of wood: lime, oak, mahogany, walnut, cherry, fir, larch, and elm. It takes 2 months to build one boat. 200 years ago, there were 10,000 gondolas in Venice. Today, there are about 400 gondolas in service, used mainly by the tourists. The boats cost anywhere from 35,000 to 50,000 euros, and they last about 15 years. Venice has 177 canals, so you can see why a gondola is very practical. The earliest recorded use dates back to 1094. This gondola is going under Ponte della Paglia, or translation is Straw Bridge. The bridge dates back to 1847. The bridge is named Straw Bridge because boats were docked there to bring straw to Venice. locals ride a gondola, they stand up, they don't sit down. This is Piazza St. Mark. Here we are on a taxi again, going underneath the Academy Bridge. The bridge was first erected in the mid-19th century and replaced in the 1930s. It is made totally out of wood. Here's the police boat trying to pass us. This is the little church that was right next door to our hotel. Taxi, taxi, how do I get a taxi? In the evening, a sea fog started rolling in and the temperatures plummeted. The next morning we went to the Rialto food market. You can find just about anything you want there. The temperatures were still in the 30s. This is the seafood market. I had never seen so much seafood in one place in my life. The picture on the left is the entrance to our hotel. So after dark we went window shopping through the whole district, just walked everywhere. Most of the shops were closed and the temperature went down again. We found this little restaurant right around the corner and had dinner there and watched them make pizza. Some of the narrow streets and canals that we saw. It must be laundry day. This little coffee shop had the best coffee. This is St. Mark's Cathedral. We were not allowed to take pictures on the inside, so I don't have anything. We were able to sneak in this picture, then we were told to leave. Venice is a beautiful place. We were there 2 days, but I think that's more than enough time to see everything. The green barge is the garbage pickup. Waiting for another taxi ride. In the Piazza of St. Mark, the pigeons were everywhere and they're ready to eat. Getting ready to leave Venice.